unranked. So on the bottom right of Frost Ladder Edition, our first map of the series on a pretty big map, Frost. We have Mr. Halloween as our purple Terran.
And in the top right of the map, we have our player in the pink, our Zerg player, also known as that guy with a lot of numbers plus C at the end in the Day 9 chat. He is AceAl, I guess. AceAl.
All right.
Or AceAI, one or the other. And you should recognize this logo. BlackBerry, if I recall.
Ooh.
That's a pun on their company's name, if
It's
I
a
remember
very
correctly.
good-looking BlackBerry.
Mm.
Very realistic-looking BlackBerry. Yeah, he seems pretty mannered. He said he spelled it out completely. Good luck and have fun.
Yeah, he's
the GL
he's kind of ironically sarcastic. Would be a good way of describing his personality, or like politely sarcastic, if you know what I mean. Like he's never really trying to make you upset, but he's also like a little trollish. So you'll see probably a little bit more of that as we go.
We will see. Good.
What do you think of this? What do you think of Frost?
What do I think of Frost? I think Frost. I actually really like this map. I tend to prefer the maps that have multiple spawning positions because they're less conducive to cheese, and I don't like being cheesed. But also I like the size as well. I mean, I prefer the bigger maps just because it leads to longer games, most likely. This attack path around the right side of the map, like the little bridge there, obviously that Overlord. I mean, I like these pathings. We have a giant holes here that just create all sorts of attack paths for you to go around. The third base, just because of that path there is a little bit more vulnerable because being a Terran player, you can set up your siege tanks around this area and have a lot of cover. In general, I really like Frost. It's one of my more favorite maps of this season, and last season as well.
I believe, if I remember correctly, that this was a Team Liquid ladder contest map.
They seem to have a lot of those that actually get into in-game.
It's cool. I mean, I like the fact that that kind of community interaction is actually coming into play.
We have Mr. Halloween here in the chat. He actually joined.
Hey there, good sir.
All right.
Good to see you.
So
I see you were suffering from the demotion bug like everybody else.
The first Reaper is out as per usual due to that early gas timing, but as well we have the command center down as well. I think that's good. We've got the Reaper out to just kind of cover that expansion. As you were saying before, you see one Reaper. Are there more? You don't really know. Prepare for either one. Kind of throw you off a little bit. But is he going to lose it? No! Oh, okay. Just barely keeping it alive there.
He's controlling it. He's keeping an eye on it. He's got to be really careful now, though. It's so low on health, he could actually walk straight to a
Queen's going to get
it. Wow.
Not quite.
Okay.
Leave it out there to heal up, but we also have the Lings here from Ace. We're going to scout this early expansion as well, just before that bunker goes down. Or just as the bunker goes down, I should say.
If he gets in there right now, he can actually delay both of these structures a little bit. There's no Marines coming out just yet. Yep, he's going to get one SCV.
Ooh, and he's gonna most likely going to get that second one there.
No, that might make it.
Oh, he got it.
Gets it. He's going to get another Marine. I thought that was fairly nice.
Reaper comes home to save the day. But now, Ace actually knows what's going on now that his opponent's trying to get a base. The one Reaper is probably as far as it's going to go. The Baneling nest already almost done for Ace. Let me tell you, as a Terran player, Banelings are not fun. They're one of those things that, they're awesome to watch when you're a spectator, but when you play against them, you're just like, shit. No, it's not happening.
Oh, God. Oh, I didn't do it well enough. No.
Also, Mr. Halloween's stating, no spoilerino, but this series
was rough.
So,
look, man,
that's good to hear.
If you want to know, a lot of people were in your boat. Go look at the brackets. That's all I'm going to say.
More speedlings on the way out of Ace space. Ace of base. Base of Ace.
It's a bit of a lie. Oh no, the
Catches
Reaper.
the Reaper.
Oh.
Does not live to fight another day. Oh, does he get it? Yes, he gets the wall. But there's still a little bit of a hole there.
Yeah.
But only one Ling makes it 30. Nice. But completely exposing the Hellions. That's okay. They took care of that one game-changing Zergling.
Those Lings saw what they had to see, man. It's a mission. You will go.
I
Sacrifice your lives for the Swarm to see what we need.
I really like this
Thank you.
what he's doing at his natural. He sees the Hellions and he just immediately starts blocking off. There are spore crawlers there as opposed to slime. It's a complete block, but you gotta realize you can move those. So it's not like he's walling himself in completely right now.
No, it is pretty neat though, just because usually we see people do this with a couple evolution chambers.
Yeah.
He's gonna go for this, which is kind of cool.
You know, maybe you figure, hey, I could use these spore crawlers for later. Might as well just keep them here now. Got 4 Hellions out. This is a pretty standard opener out of MrHalloween, and he's pulling it off quite well. This the initial Reaper to get your scouting information, and then you throw in the factory. You can either keep making Hellions, or you can go down the Widowmine path, as we see here. You know, that's something that I love about Heart of the Swarm. And, you know, Wings of Liberty, the TVZ matchup was so boring. It was Marine tank, Marine tank, Marine tank, and you know, now with the advent of Widowmines, we can do so much stuff. Also, for example, Hellion Banshee openers that we see with the Widowmines that are a little bit cheesier, but actually Day9 did a daily about that.
That he did.
The
now,
Banshee Hellion Widowmine.
There's an incredibly important thing to recognize about what AceAl is doing right now. It is nearly 10 minutes, and there's no third base. In fact, he's got a macro hedge. Yeah. So this is looking like some kind of 2-base all-in. And what 2-base all-in do we all love the most? Cudas.
Yeah, and the Baneling, and, you know, that was pretty obvious considering we saw 32 Lings in production there. You know, that's a lot of Lings. He's definitely going to put on the press here. The Banelings, the Baneling bust, I mean, we saw, I forget what tournament it was, but Flash got absolutely annihilated by like 3 Baneling busts in a row of this caliber. The 2-base timing push. Baneling busts are so hard to deal with. I mean, we have 4 Widowmines here behind the bunker. It's obviously not going to save the bunker or these supply depots. The wall's going to get busted down. It's just really tough.
So, you know, one sentiment that I think I've heard Day9 bring up about Widowmines is that they're pretty inconsistent in a defensive position. How do you think of that?
I think siege tanks will be superior, but I don't think Widowmines are that bad of an option.
No.
Especially against things like Lings. You know, they might not be able to make hits all the time, but when they do, it doesn't really matter. You're going to kill a lot of Zerglings, but at the same time, you know, you can lose a bunch of these units and still do massive damage. You know, there are so many Banelings here that he has speed. He's just going to bust the wall down and flood in with Lings. The Lings likely won't take any damage from the Widowmines because they will have already gone off. Ooh, and let's see. Yeah. All the Widowmines up and died. He's got 1 siege tank out, and that's going to fall pretty soon. There it goes. And keeping the Muras out for just a little bit. Well, there we have it. No, we lost pretty much everything. Besides a few Marines here.
So 16 workers dead, and here comes the little poking and prodding on the part of the Mutalisks around the map, which they can do. Those Marines are in completely the wrong spot, but those are not. They're going to push everything out.
Yeah. You know, I think Widowmines are so much better when you're using them offensively against a Zerg opponent. This engagement would have gone over a lot differently if we had siege tanks on the higher ground and you know, just Marines to protect them from the Mutalisks, as opposed to those that wall of Widowmines that we saw there. The Widowmines probably would have been more effective had they been outside of the wall as well to kind of take out some of the Banelings before they actually busted. But what's happened has happened, and that is okay. So after that big push there, we do see saturation on the 3rd base just about complete for Ace. And a flock of mutas coming around the back here. Get 1 worker.
Alright, Lynn's trying to move down the bottom, check to see if there's an expansion there. He's going to see the attempts, actually, occur right before his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Nicholas dancing around at the back.
Very, very annoying. And also, look at the Lings here. Ooh. Alright. Lifted up that orbital command there to keep it protected, but there are a lot of mutas here that start to do damage to that orbital command. And complete surround on these Lings, or on these Marines. Picking up a few of them and boosting out of there. Gonna get sniped at. Not quite. There we go. This is just so frustrating.
You can just keep him locked in his base and start expanding his economic power.
Exactly.
Really a lot you can do about it. It's rough, man.
This is why whenever I play against Zerg, I always stay on the offensive from the get-go, just because I hate positions like this. Just being on the defensive against a Zerg player is so difficult.
Scan at the front, just trying to get an idea where the army is. I think he did see the edge of those mutas there. Okay. So no real, no attempts at getting a 4th or a 5th just yet, but Ace is picking up some more tech. See pathogen glands just started there, so should see those infestors coming out soon. Ah, there's an expansion.
Infestors will just be the icing on the cake here for Ace, just because fungal growth on a bio ball, roll in with the banelings, absolutely nothing you can do. No amount of micro will save you from fungal growth.
Here we go, spreading out a little bit, acknowledging the presence of the banelings. So good.
That is so many links.
And here we go, let's run straight up into the spread down. Bailey's doing quite a bit of work.
And everything falling, unfortunately, even with that tank there and the decent spread from MrHalloween. At the same time, the spread keeps your Marines a little bit less vulnerable to the Baneling Quest, but at the same time makes some rounds so much easier for the Zerglings. And look, they flood right in there. All the SCVs huddling around the missile turret there.
Interestingly enough, it's supposed to jump advance. Sure that it's unlimited in that way.
Meanwhile, we also see the 4th base for Ace is just finished. Ace at 126 out of 162 supplies, so at a now at 130, so almost a 30 supply advantage over a supply blocked opponent. 3rd base for MrHalloween actually being secured here. Looks like he's going to build a few missile turrets there to protect against the Mutalists, of course, which is definitely a good call, but man, you can't get spread too thin.
Did rebuild decently here, but yeah, I think he's pretty much just focusing a little bit too hard on the banelings at this point. There's just so many lings on top of this.
Yeah. He's got a few banelings there which are going to hurt, but it's just so much stuff. Both players actually keeping up pretty decently on the upgrades, but man, the supply advantage definitely in Ace's favor.
The real key hinges, hey, can he hold this base in this attack? Here we go.
No, I don't think he can. We'll see what happens. All these Marines getting completely surrounded.
Yeah, he's pretty much barreled down to your front here at this point. He's actually even being a little bit risky with the viewers, not leading him straight over the train to that. But he's able to clean them up, and now there's nothing really to defend his base back here.
Yeah. You know, in a position like this, and it might sound crazy, typically what I would do in MrHalloween's position is just load up dropships and go everywhere, and see if you can't just keep the units away from your base. It all depends on, this GG for MrHalloween, so Ace takes away game 1.
Well, to be fair, that's the only thing you can do. I mean, it doesn't really matter what race you're in. If you're in a situation like this where you can't really fight the army anymore, you have to just try to figure out a way to convince them to go back home. Or turn it into a base race.
And a lot of times, and not to say this is specifically what MrHalloween would do, but a lot of times people think that, hey, I can hold this off long enough and get a big enough ball that I can just push right out, but most of the time that's not going to happen. Typically, it's kind of a gamble if you want to load up and go drop against, especially when there's Mutalists out. You can either get your medevacs caught and just lose outright. You can make the drop happen, and even if you do make the drop happen, they can decide, hey, am I going to go home and deal with this, or if they have nothing at home, I'll just go crush them.
Okay.
But all right, we can check out game 2 here between Ace and Mr. Halloween. I'm gonna get in the lobby here, but give me 1 second. I'm gonna pour another cup of coffee.
That's good.
And hopefully it doesn't bite me in the ass here in the next couple games. Especially if they start becoming longer. I don't want to have to go to the bathroom. Coffee will do that. Zero can attest to that.
Yes, I can. More so because of freaks.
No, not personal experience, man. Come on.
No, not necessarily. I mean, it's not.
Right.
It's not an every time thing like you.
I'll be right back.
So how have you been, Zero?
Not too bad. I slept okay last night. That's always a plus.
Yeah, I bet. Okay.
Other than that, not much. So.
Huge amount of 3-0 series today.
Yeah, no, it's been a sweep every time.
Yeah. Plus, we're gonna get to cast a ton of games.
Yeah, plenty of practice. Fate acknowledging Freaks' issues.
Yeah, I think anybody gets that. I've actually read that that effect gets less and less the more addicted to it you get.
So it's probably why I don't have issues.
Well, I mean less, not better. But if you drink a lot of it, you'll probably still have the same problem. But you don't really get that issue as well?
No, not necessarily. Like, I will maybe once or twice a week. I mean, it's probably because, I don't know. I get issues when I first wake up and then I try to slam breakfast.
Huh. Interesting.
It's weird because my digestive tract apparently needs to wake up a little bit before I plan on doing that, so.
Sure.
Unfortunately, my coffee is not my preferred shade of brown. I wish I'd brewed it a little darker. You remember I went on a vacation several weeks ago, Zero, right?
Yes.
I went to Hawaii and I brought back some like traditional Kona coffee.
Oh,
it's
nice.
delicious. And if I want more, I'm gonna have to import it or whatever. So
yeah.
So I'm trying not to brew it like too heavily, but at the same time I like my coffee dark.
Yep. You're gonna have to pay a lot for it if you do.
Yep. But okay. Are we ready for game 2?
Oh, yes.
Yes. All right. So everybody in the chat's doing okay. All is hanging out here. We got 13 people hanging out. Genuinely surprised by the turnout right now.
Why? It's a wonderful event, man.
It is. It's just we've been gone for so long, and people probably thought I died. I don't know.
Nonsense.
All right. So game 2 between Mr. Halloween and Ace on Habitation Station.
Miramosa. That is a sweet name. But yeah, both of these guys I think were Diamond last season, I want to say. So this is pretty it's cool to see them going up against each other. You even noticed that with Mr. Halloween, right? Like, even though he lost all his stuff, really good macro. He had another army. Again and again and again.
Mm-hmm. All right, so spawning on the top right of Habitation Station, Emancipation Proclamation. Our Purple Terran, Mr. Halloween. Good luck.
In the top left, his opponent taking the first game, doing a very solid job of it. It is AceAl, or Numbers Guy, or AceAl, or whatever we're calling him today. Or just plain old Ace, because, why not?
He's going to make his own fun.
Oh, what does that mean? Get gas first.
And he cancels it.
Okay, extractor trick. Okay.
I'm glad to see that people still do that. It's a pretty fun little trick there.
Yeah, and it actually works out pretty much evenly to the normal way of doing things. It looks fancy.
Did you just extract your trick? Because you're 11 out of 10.
Ah!
Oh,
Oh, StarCraft pickup lines.
yeah. Did Day 9 invent that one? I don't know.
Yeah, the girl response, what? Oh, shit.
What?
Okay, so, we're at 13. No sign of a reactor just yet.
Spawning pool going down. That's assuming that was 14 because supply was down to 13.
Mm-hmm.
So standard spawning pool timing. Looks like he'll just go pool first, pool before hatch, as well as grabbing that gas. So I wonder if we'll see that early baneling nest again.
No, well, it's always a possibility, and I don't think this is necessarily a bad map for it either. It's, well, the choke is kind of narrow for this one. So, like, it's possible for the player, like, if you try to go for a baneling bus, to actually put a lot in the way.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. We pretty much we got the next thing that's going to happen, regardless, is probably going to be a hatchery. Or not. See about the, yeah, Roche Warren on one base.
Okay.
Well, this is gonna be different.
I was actually gonna mention something. Usually when you extract a trick, I guess I should take that back. Not usually, but one of the things you could do with an extractor trick is a roach rush. Now, will this be a roach rush? I don't know, but I know like the proper way to do the roach rush is to double extractor trick. We only saw one here, but it's apparently gets your roaches out just a little bit quicker.
Really? Oh, that is. That's really neat. Huh. Maybe just because it uses the larva up a little quicker. But, Anyway, regardless, no sign of an expansion. We've already hit 4 minutes. This is a pretty unique situation. And the thing is, it's actually working out great here because MrHalloween won for a Marine. Has only just gotten his Scouting Reaper.
I mean, this is actually pretty lucky for Ace. Maybe he called the fast expansion himself. But yeah, I mean, the fact that we have an expansion going down for MrHalloween and Ace just one basing, this could turn out pretty badly for our Terran player here. Also, his Reaper's exposed, of course, so we have a couple of roaches here. Gonna be able to deal with that. Meanwhile, exposing themselves at the same time, but we also have nothing to deal with that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 7. So yeah, 7 roach rush. Here we go. This is naturally, of course, and like any other one-base rush like this, you're super far behind if it doesn't work. So it's really like
it's
tough.
This would always work back in Wings of Liberty. Why that is because a lot of people would do the Reactor Hellion expand against Zerg, and obviously, roaches are pretty good against Hellions.
Yes.
And so, I died to the roach rush so many times on the ladder, but this is a totally different situation. And we're going to see a Sim City here from MrHalloween.
Nice reaction so far, just getting everything up here, getting 2 bunkers completed right away. Not quite getting a repair down, though. Keeping his, okay.
One
He's got the wooden line down.
Sniped.
Not quite.
Oh, no.
He doesn't even have quite enough damage here to really stop reinforcements from just walking in. He's just going to ignore the army and go straight for the SCVs.
And they have so much hit points and they're armored. SCVs can't really do much to them. He's going to try here. We'll see how
and plus, those roaches do twice as much damage in melee range. So, you imagine them fighting SCVs normally. They just get shredded when they go straight up against them.
Yeah.
And this is, yeah, we were right, MrHalloween. This is brutal.
We got one Widow Mine out and a couple Marines here. This is just what happens when you screw up on the scouting. The Reaper went out, but wasn't out fast enough. Ace also grabbing the gold base just to bring himself back in case this fails, which clearly is not going to.
I mean, he's Halloween's down to 4 workers now. Yeah, even if he could somehow kill this army.
There's GG. So Ace taking game 2 with the Roach Rush.
Of all things. By the way, this is one thing you can actually get the AI to do more or less correctly. It's not completely 100% correctly, but it's pretty close.
I was not aware of that. That's pretty cool.
If you put the AI on very hard or elite, you can just specify the build that they do.
Yeah, I noticed.
Most of them are weird, but that one's kind of okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was actually genuinely surprised to see the Roach Rush out of Ace, you know, and I was thinking about making that call earlier on when I saw the extractor trick, but I was thinking there's no way he's gonna Roach Rush, you know.
I mean, you don't know. Like,
yeah.
A lot of people just do that because it looks cool. I mean, it's hard to say if it's gonna turn into that, though.
Yeah.
Clearly, with deadly purpose this time.
Pretty much back, you know, I did say that I would die to the Roach Rush back in Wings of Liberty, but I only ever commonly saw it against like Protoss, because that early in the game, you know, what do they have? They're not walled off. They might have a force field, but Roaches dominate almost all of those early gateway units with a little bit of micro. But yeah, so that was a pretty rough game for MrHalloween. You know, didn't quite scout the one base. If he had, that would have gone over a little bit differently, but we'll see how Game 3 turns out.
So, you know, we have an interesting comment from here. He says he thinks if he built the bunker behind the reactor and landed the CC on the other side, he could have held it with the Widow Mine. So, you know, that could be the case. I mean, you'd know better than us, man. Or better than me. Yeah. I don't know about you. You probably know better than both. You probably know better than me on this, for sure. But
I'd have to actually look at the positioning. I'm, you know, I'm kind of forgetting what exactly was all there. But
hey, man, like, if you can think of a small adjustment like that, you think it'd give you a better shot. That's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get somebody to do it to you in practice, man. It's a good idea.
All right, so do we want to hop into Game 3?
Whenever you're ready.
All right. Roaches don't beat Stalkers. They're cheaper, and thus you can get more of them. I mean, I feel like Roaches are damn good against Stalkers. I don't know. What do you think? I know. Stalkers do a little bit extra damage against Armored, which Roaches are, of course.
It's a numbers thing for me, I think. Yeah. Like, it's also upgrades too. Does one side have Burrow and the other one not have Blink? Is Blink present and Burrow not present? Like, is that because it's a little bit weird? Is there a ton of Roaches versus a few Stalkers? Because I think in kind of close even numbers,
I mean, I personally
depends more on positioning than anything else.
If you look at the hit points and you look at...
one. Look at one-on-one for sure. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I mean. Roaches do slightly less DPS, but they're cheaper. They're much cheaper, and that's why I feel like they're a superior unit as a whole. At least in that early game situation. You know, once you get Blink, there's a lot more things you can do with Stalkers. You can support them with other units, of course, and I mean, we could debate this all day, but and this, what's that?
I think it's one of those things that it's not like. I would declare this unit better, though. To be honest, Roaches just have more utility for Zergs in general, I think, than Stalkers do.
Yeah.
Stalkers are those things that you have that you want to get rid of eventually because they're taking up supply for good things. Whereas Roaches kind of have the same problem, but they last a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're more definitely used in the mid game, I think.
Yeah.
Stalkers are.
Roach Hydra is very popular.
So. Ultimately, I agree with you, yes. So it has less to do with the DPS and more to do with the strategies involved.
Yeah. I'd say they're pretty close when it comes to, you know, DPS and stuff like that. That won't be a huge game changer. But all right, so on the bottom of Merry-Go-Round Ladder Edition, we have MrHalloween, who's down 2 games.
Top right of the map, we have his Zerg opponent, who has done a very commanding job of bringing himself to an excellent position in this series. It's none other than, I think that's supposed to be Blackberry's AceAl. Now, this map is interesting. Have you looked at this map at all yet?
Once again, no, I have not. Some of these new maps are just brand new for me. I have not experienced Merry-Go-Round just yet, so this is pretty funny, actually.
For me, there's kind of 2 really big features of this map.
What's that?
That we need to mention. First of all, it's just that since it's a 3-player map, depending on where your position of your opponent happens to be, when you take your 3rd base, there's a danger of, if you take this more right base, let's say from MrHalloween's position down here, In this case, he'd be expanding toward his opponent. But if his
Yeah.
opponent were on the other side of the map, he'd be expanding away from his opponent. So your third base is not 100% clear
Yeah.
from where you start. You have to actually do a little looking around to figure it out.
That's a pretty cool feature. I mean, you don't actually. This might be one of the first 3-player maps that we've had.
It's actually literally the second Blizzard 3-player map.
The first one must have been like way early in Wings of
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know if it was ever used for anything. It's called Elysium, and it's there. You can play on it.
Yeah, I know what you're
But
talking about.
there's no other Blizzard-made 3-player map. Also, the other thing that's important is this little pile of debris sitting on the ramp. That's as many hit points as a pylon. So you have literally a pylon built into your wall. This is a map that I think actually could make Baneling busts work pretty well. I don't know if we're going to see anybody use that a lot, but I think it's going to be more of a threat here than in a lot of other places, just because this is always a thing.
Ace going ahead and grabbing that third base very early. Before pool. Double expand before pool. It's pretty risky. I mean, if it gets scouted, we'll see if MrHalloween's able to punish. But, nice trap on that CP there. So, looks like, yeah, I mean, taking out that scout. We do have a Reaper just about finished for MrHalloween, staying consistent with the Reaper openings. We'll see if he's able to use this Reaper to get a little bit more information. Oh yeah, Day9 laughed at him for that maneuver. Who's laughing now?
So yeah, it's as I said before, I do believe he got cast in the AceAl a little bit.
Yeah.
And he must have done that to his opponent's worker.
That's cool.
I don't think I saw his game explicitly. I got to watch his clan play.
Yeah.
But I think I came in during like halfway through the broadcast. So he's going to see the natural, which shouldn't be any surprise to him.
SCV ready.
He doesn't know about the third yet, though.
He doesn't know. Is he going to catch the spawning pool before it's done to see the timing? No, I don't think he's going to.
Nope.
That could have given him the indication that there's something else going on. But the spawning pool is now finished, and he doesn't know how long it's been finished for. Oh, is he going to get trapped? Is he going to get trapped? Oh, he gets one throw.
I was going to say he sees the lack of gas, but then I realized that there's... Yeah, he's been spending his minerals really, really efficiently, so that could actually be a warning as well. Though right now, because he's dancing back and forth, yeah, he doesn't know that's like literally a late gas.
Oh my god. Yeah.
He just thinks it's a defense against the Reaper.
We'll see where the Reaper decides to go now.
Ooh, did he catch those 2 links coming out? Is he gonna look? No, he's not.
The 4 links. Oh, out of the out of the third base here. It's actually making a drone right now.
Yeah. So this is a weird watchtower, by the way. It's like all of this area where the smoke is actually can activate the watchtower. So you can take the unit and put it off kind of to the edge.
Interesting.
Half the time it still works. It's kind of weird. Not sure if it's supposed to be like that or not.
MrHalloween is aware of the incoming Zerglings, and how does he deal with it? He's got 1 Hellion, and he just goes right by it. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Micro there. The Lings do not have speed yet, and speed isn't even in production, so it's going to make quick work of those Lings.
Very nice cleanup there.
Very, very nice. Always just warms my heart to see stuff like that.
We got creep spread getting started up here. And
also
spine crawler in the main base.
Just the response from Ace to the Hellions, most likely. He's also got a spine crawler there in the natural.
I think he's hoping for now that the lack of information about the third can protect it.
Yeah.
So far, so good, though. Oh, nice little block on the...
That was actually really well done. Almost took out one of the Hellions there. I always enjoy getting to see how the players, how their micro actually works out. You know, we see like little engagements here when you're trying to keep everything alive. It's really fun to see how they decide to move their units.
So here's a fun fact for you guys, just stuff in your pockets while you're staring at a map sometime. Overlords are apparently 200 health, and all other supply buildings are 400.
Fun facts with Mega.
But yeah, pylons are 200 shield, 200 health. Anyway, Hellions running up the ramp. There's not a second wing to block out off this time. In fact, they can actually. No, it doesn't want to sacrifice the Hellion. Hello.
Where? Third base.
Look at that.
Roasty Toasty Drones here. How many is he gonna get?
He's gonna get a decent amount. If you get the Hellions out of there and not lose them all, it's gonna be pretty decent. But okay, 11 workers, pretty good.
It's a good number. He did lose a couple Hellions there. Looks like a 2 or 3. I think it was 2, perhaps. But still, I'd say overall that was worth it.
Yeah, units lost tab still definitely favoring the Terran on that. He's hanging out in the center. Gonna get. Oh, I might be able to pick him off now though. Ah.
Hellions falling, and that third one might get away. But the Lings do have speed now, and ooh, we have a few Widow Mines here. The burrow just in time behind that wall. Ooh, is he gonna soak up a Widow Mine hit? Yes, he is.
It blows up the Hellion.
Hellion, he knows exactly what's up there. That was actually really well done by Ace.
Cool. You know, if anything, that could have easily just been in just a quick scout attempt, but he got so much more information out of that than I was probably expecting. Also killed the Hellion.
If he had thrown all his Lings up against that wall, everything would have died. And now he knows not to do that. So
extra World Evolution Chambers, Macro Hatch. Burrow. Okay. Burrow. I wonder what he's planning with this. Other than the usual shenanigans with blocking bases with Lings and stuff.
Very, very annoying. Worth it regardless, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. If you have the patience to get Burrow, block bases, do it. Because it is so frustrating as a Terran player when you try to land on it, and you're like, why isn't it landing?
Yeah. Protoss hate it too. Sometimes you don't even realize that there's anything burrowed there, because your probe will go down there and be like, oh, I can't do that. Let's do the next task I was told to do.
Yeah.
And and then it like disappears sometimes.
Where did it go?
And you're like, well, did it die or did it just? And then eventually it occurs to you, oh, there's a Ling there.
I have a couple Spore Crawlers being made here on the right side of Ace's main base. I wonder if he's expecting some sort of Widow Mine drop.
If anything, he's certainly acknowledging the possibility of it.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good thing to just have built into your build eventually.
Yeah.
The Terran's gonna probably eventually try and drop you in some way. So
yeah.
They will probably get value out of it.
Bunch of Lings here. Gonna see the third base for MrHalloween. Gonna get surrounded on that Hellion there. But we're gonna see a Widow Mine connection. That's a lot of Lings. He needs to lift off. Or not for the base. Stay, Burrow.
No, the meal, no.
Unfortunate for the meal. That's quite...
Oh, no, there's a Ling burrowed there.
Oh. Oh, no. Of course. And that could be the only use of Burrow we see for this entire game.
Yeah. It typically is in Prolo. And some people like to go for the Baneling Mines, at least. Hey, Baneling Nest.
Well, now that you say that, that's a good possibility.
Oh, man.
That and the Macro Hatch looks like... I think he's going to stay on 3 base, and he's going to try to make a big push off the 3 base. It's pretty evident at this point. We have 10 Mutalisks in production, 20 more Zerglings, excuse me. And most likely after that, big... Oh, wow, that was actually a good tank hit there.
Picks up some Marines with it. He keeps trying to land the command center. There he goes, finally realized that there was the Ling there. So he delayed that for another 25 seconds just with that one Ling.
Ooh, look around here on the right, though. A lot of Mutalisks. We have 2 missile turrets. See how much damage they can actually do. They're sitting at 0-0 for now.
0-0, only 10 of them. He will be able to stop these 3 guys building supply depots. Or he can just walk over it and sit there.
Oh, that is so awful for MrHalloween. Oh.
Actually, oh no, the Link's dead. Yeah, okay, that didn't happen then.
Oh.
Would have been looking pretty good for him, but unfortunately...
His main base is still blocked off. He hasn't quite lost that yet. But a lot of workers dying here at the natural, scattering everywhere. He's got a few idle workers here. They just built those supply depots. So looks like he's going to be set back on the economy just a little bit. The third base is pretty much saturated at this point. So he'll be okay with that. And it looks like MrHalloween's had enough and he's going to go push.
I don't know. I think he might be overestimating the amount of damage he's taken a little bit here. I don't, Unless he's just starting the typical eternal push thing that Terrans tend to do in this position.
You know, with some awesome Widowmine positioning, he could just get a great engagement here, and we'll see how this actually turns out. Yeah,
but yeah, you can feel the difference right now. Like if he had placed that third right here, it would be under attack. Otherwise, it's really difficult to reach.
Gets at least one Muttle there. And this is going to be a tough engagement for Ace because he's got to be wary of those Widow Mines because, I mean, if you... Oh, you got the Infestors out as well. Could be pretty crazy. And the flank with Mutalisk, of course.
Of course, it's first siege thing. Damage coming in on the back.
Yeah, this push just gets completely mopped up by Ace. And those initial Widow Mine hits actually probably did more friendly fire than they did actual damage against the enemy. But... however unfortunate.
Those Lings are still just hanging out over those Widow Mines. Oh, okay, good. I was like, are we going to see the greatest tragedy? Is it going to happen? Thankfully not. But, oh, never mind. The Ling's just running into a ball of Marines. A very good sign.
The Burrowed Infestors.
I mean, Mutalisks. Burrowed Infestors. Yes, 4 of them, in fact. Fans of Destiny will appreciate a certain inside joke that I need not even mutter.
Look over at this base just below the third. Is that Creep Tumor actually blocking that?
Just below the third? I'm not sure where you're pointing at.
The initial third base that Ace snuck. There's another base there with a Creep Tumor sitting right where the hatchery would be. Like just above the Zelnaga.
Oh. Oh, yeah, there is. That's interesting. Oh, he's just doing that for creep spread around the back so he can get an eye on that position. Those are really good, I think.
Yeah.
That's that would probably be the stronger attack angle if your opponent makes some damage.
Big engagement here. A lot of things dying to the initial Ling wave. Yeah. Nice fungal growth there, but does get those infestors burrowed, but this turret detection is actually going to catch one of them. Scan as well. Does he get another? No, they're safe.
Oh, and some more Lings just kind of hung back there.
Yeah,
workers.
All of those workers. Third base.
Halloween's down to 37 workers versus 64 of his opponent.
Yeah, that's a not good position for MrHalloween to be in. He needs to make something happen. We'll see if he can though. I mean, this is just game 1 all over again. He's getting bullied all around the map.
Look at it. Look at. There we got it. The 4, the orange 4. Outrisque!
5.
Oh man.
This plating and Carapace level 3. Oh man. So this base is gonna get taken care of here.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to hold that for sure. But, this is one thing that AceAl actually really have to worry about here is if you keep losing army units piecemeal before these ultras come out, they will have no support. Then they'll just kind of fall.
38 Zerglings in production on it. That's a lot of Zerglings. Ooh, that skin, that Ultra skin, man.
He's got the collective position. Ooh, Bailey's running in a long time. Great job.
As soon as those upgrades are done as well, it's going to be so hard to kill these Ultras. But for now, even so, I mean, he's taking care of everything here.
Wow.
This is a good spot. Yeah, very nicely done. And he picks up 3 Marines. Live to tell the tale.
For some reason, the other medevacs are just going to stay there and feel bad about not rescuing the rest of them, I guess. Those 3 Widow Mines.
Contemplating
Widow Mines. Free damage. Free damage. Free damage.
Nice.
Doesn't matter too much, though. It's not like you can push in there right now.
Yeah, not at all. Rebuilding that base, of course. MrHalloween with all the mules at the third as well, trying to stay in this. It's going to be tough. He is ahead on income, actually. Behind on gas income, but mineral income is in MrHalloween's favor due to those mules, of course.
A little bit of an oversaturation problem going on in AceAl's main here, where there's a ton of workers mining on a single patch. So that worker lead is not as apparent as it seems right now.
Yeah, and that's evident by the income advantage that MrHalloween currently has, over 1,000 additional income per minute. Will that be enough to keep him in the game, though? I don't know. He's lost a lot of engagements. We have a lot of Ultras here that are slowly getting transfused back up to full health. Looks like, yeah, he did take care of that creep tumor as well that I was talking about, so we could build a base there.
All right.
We have 2 burrowed infestors. Are they gonna get in the way? Oh no! They don't actually block the command center.
Oh.
They were getting close.
But they can't hang out up here pretty easily. I don't think he has it. Yeah, he knows about the basic. That's just gonna get shut down right away. He's gonna get 3 mules as well.
Oh no.
Not to mention he's actually transferred those drones over to a new base now, so we're gonna see that economy advantage just flip right back around.
Indeed. That base is going to fall, and I don't know if we're gonna actually see a push here. Perhaps so, perhaps not. Looks like he's thinking about it. He's trying to get his positioning.
Halloween's definitely thinking about it. He's got everything straight up there.
Siege the tanks. No. And the Banelings are rolling in, but looks like, wow, all these ultras are going to get taken care of.
Oh, man. I don't know what happened there, like if they were on a move command or if they were placed on a specific unit, but they just didn't.
I don't know, man, but those Marauders were definitely a good call. Those were able to clean up those ultras, soak up all the Baneling hits. But at the same time, we don't have enough Marines to take care of the Mutalists. So...
One of the rough realities of Ultras is they're very difficult to remax, even with a huge bank. With 700 gas, you can only get 3.
Yeah, and 2 Mutalists, too. But it's also missing 1 worker on the extractor in the main base. Got 2 out of 3 there.
He actually doesn't have... Kind of oddly enough, it looks like that was the one he mined from first. Just because the other extractor is still pretty far behind there. Must have grabbed it when he was moving the workers down to the other base.
Yeah. And taking his 5th. Meanwhile, a lot of units here for MrHalloween on the right side of the map, trying to cover an expansion, which he definitely needs at this point. He's mined out in the main, just about. He actually lifted off to go there. Oh, alright, there's another engagement here.
Going pretty far into the Terran's favor, I think.
Yeah, I'd say, a lot of Lings died there, and we don't really have a whole lot left here for AceAl. I mean, he's got a few Banelings here, though if he leads with the Banelings and gets some good connections, can really help him out here. Also, tanks sieging up around this 4th base. Or 5th, perhaps. Soon to be 4th when this Orbital Command dies. Over here on the left.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to hold that. I wonder if actually picking that one that's kind of up on the high ground, just slightly above this base here, might have been a little better. Just because he can seize this choke that he's moving into and protect both of them. But it's not going to matter.
Nice spread there, minimize Baneling damage, but those Ultras, man, just destroying all of those tanks. Wow.
Really nice. Pretty much just... The thing is, though, both of them took kind of equivalent losses here.
Yeah.
MrHalloween can't push up any further, and it's awkward for AceAl to try and push down, especially off creep, because the planes are just going to disappear.
Well, as they are doing now.
Yep. Not too far out of the way, and now they're really far forward on their own.
Transfuse!
The Mutalists are running over and dying. Oh, it's not enough!
No,
Yes, get out of there! So many queens dying right there.
A lot of spine crawlers here are going to fall to the pressure of the bile ball. What do we have here to deal with this? We have 2 Ultras in production, 6 Banelings as well. Just about finished.
Even this Ultra here is just getting pushed back. These guys focusing down to 1.5 as well. Zerg's taking a lot of hits here and steadily falling in supply.
Well, the thing is, the more he uses stim, and he stims again, everything is in the red, and he has no... Oh, absolutely wrecked!
That's the worst place for that to happen.
Just as I was saying, one swipe of the Kaiser Blades just wrecks like 10 Marines. He had no
could have just sniped that off and gotten away. That would have been an excellent position for the Terran. But now it's actually kind of equivalent, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like MrHalloween goes ahead and gets that 5th base there on the left side. Once again, starting to saturate the base over here on the right, but we do have a few Mutalists inbound and no turrets, but a handful of Marines here.
Those are 3/3 Marines now, as long as he notices. There we go. He's going to be able to do... Yeah, he can't engage those Marines with those Mutalisks. They would just get shredded immediately. They don't have any upgrades except for one attack upgrade.
Once you get to 2-2 with the Marines, they just become so much more powerful against Mutalisks, which are at 1-0 right now.
It's a small little 4-lane run by at the leftmost base, coming off the QSCVs. Pushing some of the army back over to here. Gets cleaned up pretty easily, though.
Yeah. Got a few more mules down. Honestly, I would just planetary that right base. Just for good measure. Might seem like a bad call, but...
no, I don't think you're wrong at all on that. I mean, it's just like this location or the other location is going to be really vulnerable to counterattack. And it looks like the attack place of choice for Ace is definitely this left base and keeps hitting over and over again, but...
If Ace wants to use these Mutalisks, he really needs to get on his air upgrades. 3/3 Marines are just so effective.
I think at this point he's looking to probably just trade them out for other units, which is why he's not really building out anymore. Having 3 of them in play does help if he ever finds a location that's completely unprotected, but I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah, it looks like most of his gas now is going into the Ultralisks. And possibly Infestors. So yeah, 7 Infestors in production right now.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of a weird composition, definitely an expensive one. But when you've got all these bases, why not?
Oh, he definitely can get there.
The thing is, he's mined out in the top 3, so he's really only mining off of 2 bases right now. And MrHalloween loses the leftmost base.
Ouch.
Look at the supply difference right now. It's almost crazy. You know, we've got 72 SCVs to the 51 a base. I think Ace just realized this, he's got all these bases, but only 2 of them have any resources left.
Oh. Okay, that explains this a bit. I'd say nearly half the workers for the Terran are completely vital right now. He's got 1 base of sand mined out. Okay, he's mined out in his hand. Anyway, engagement's going on. Ultras are Fungal was really good, but it's not good enough. And, well, he does have a couple more back there. He can't push forward.
He's got a lot of Infestors now. He did produce 7. And if you could burrow those and get some Fungals, we'll see if he decides to. Now, the medevac is out of energy, but on the right side, the Ling run by wrecking all of these sets of Bs.
MrHalloween is not space or the mining area. Really needs this right now, as pretty much he has no other mineral income otherwise.
These Ultras are going to clean this up here. The fungal growth, insane.
Halloween now broke on minerals.
And he's broke on army as well. He just lost to those Ultralisks in the fungal growth, and there is the GG. So well played. I mean, a lot better played by MrHalloween that particular game there. Ace just too strong, though.
It's a really good game.